Oh, you're such a worrywart. Are you so sick of your doctor saying, oh, your baby's okay, your baby's okay. Oh, just hang out a little bit. It's all right. Like, no, like there is something wrong with my baby and you are not helping me. I have 7 children, and to hear doctors tell me, oh, just wait and see. Every baby does that. Like, they'll figure out development. It'll be okay. Like, milestones do matter. And to have someone tell you, like, oh, don't read so much into the milestones because they're not a big deal, you should get a different doctor. Milestones are a big deal, and they are a big indicator of development, where your child is at. Like, it's just so frustrating. Like, if you're like me, you are frustrated. You're frustrated with just your child's lack of development or interest, or just lack of whatever, and you don't know what it is. You're tired of your doctor just telling you that, oh, your baby's okay, and some kids are just late bloomers, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting. Well, what's going to happen when your baby's not okay? And they're like, oh, now we need to do something about it. Oh, they're delayed. Let's jump on this. Yeah, I've been telling you, I've been worried for months, and you're not listening to me. Oh, you knew all along. We should have done something. Yeah, but guess what? You're not. You're not doing it with my kid. You're not doing it with the next person's kid, and you're not doing it with the next person's kid. You're hearing so many people say, oh, my kid did that. They turned out okay. Okay, but this isn't your kid. And unfortunately, what's different from today than even 20 years ago is all the technology, which 20 years ago, even kids were forced to go outside. They were forced to learn development. The kids aren't being forced anymore. To think that the interaction between parent and child does not influence development, crazy. Okay? And parents don't know how to be parents. And those that do and want to be parents, and they get a child that, like, something's off, and they know it, but no one's helping them, super frustrating. Is that you? Is that you? You? Well, if it is, there's hope. There's an answer. Okay, my daughter right here, I was told from day one. No, I told my doctor from day one, man, my baby cries so much. Like, it's just not like my other kids. I have 7 kids. It's not like my other kids. Like, she just cries. Okay, her legs are scissoring. She shakes. She's behind in her development. It wasn't until I even said the word regress at about 10 months old that they're like, okay, like, let's get you into therapy, but, like, what is your baby doing right? What is your baby doing okay? Like, my baby's doing things that are okay because I'm doing movement lesson, but my baby is not okay, and I'm super irritated that I'm not getting help. And it's not about being behind or being average or being above average for your baby. Every child deserves development. Your child deserves development, and milestones are indicator of that development. And so if you are even questioning, like, is this normal? Is this okay? Is this, like, it's probably not. And you probably have a reason to be concerned. And the concern can be anywhere from very mild to, yeah, you should have been to the doctor yesterday. Okay? And you really don't know without a good evaluation. A really good evaluation, a good movement evaluation. And you need a better guideline for milestones, okay? The guideline for milestones that, okay, walking's from 6 to 18 months, like, okay, or sorry, walking's from 9 to 18 months, like, okay, but what happens after 18 months? And my kid's still not walking. Like, we're going to wait until then to help them when I've been saying, hey, I'm concerned. And even then, the child that walked at 18 months, are they going to end up needing services at 3 years old, at 10 years old, 17 years old? Like, the problems that we're seeing in today's world, these late diagnoses, these challenges that are being had, like, they didn't just happen. Like, your baby wasn't okay was the problem when you were told your baby was okay, and they're not okay. So don't take wait and see for an answer. If you're concerned about your child's development and you're being pacified, you're having to, like, be pacified that your baby's okay, and you're still just feeling yucky, like, your baby's probably not okay, and you need to work with your baby to just have optimal development. It's not about fixing your baby. It's not about changing them and you love them less, but you want the best future for them. And don't you want to start at this age? Or do you want to, like, start at 17 when you're like, I should have done something sooner. I saw the signs and I didn't do anything. Like, yeah. And you're going to have a doctor look at your child and be like, oh, but there were signs earlier and you should have done something. And you're like, yeah, but you're the one that told me not to do anything. Like, yeah. Now, is this baby happy? Well, sometimes she's happy. Right now she is. But she is not okay. And I finally did get a doctor to listen after she had seizures. And I went to the hospital, and they're like, oh, you should have been here earlier. And I'm like, yeah, there's a 12-month waiting list. Thank you. And she just happened to be having seizures. And so they saw me a little bit sooner. And that was really irritating because I should have been seeing someone before that. But even at the same time, guess what? I'm still not getting to see doctors. I don't even have a medical team for her. And I have no idea what's going on. So what do I do? What can I do? And I'm kind of venting here because I'm just so sick and tired of people saying, your baby's fine. Like, stop worrying. Okay, but if, like, it's okay to worry, and you need to worry until you feel like your baby is fine. Not someone telling you your baby is fine. Like, that you have the tools that you need to know that your baby's okay. 100%. You need that. 100%. And so, what tools do you have? Well, you have the Newborn Movement Assessment by Michelle Turner. Most amazing tool I've ever had to help me help my kids. And that's how I knew from day one. I was like, something might be off. I'm not sure, but I'll just observe because that's what doctors are going to tell me. But I'm like, okay, I'll just keep watching. But I knew what to look for. But then things kept getting worse and worse with her NMA results, and problems were not resolving with exercises and tools and techniques that I have to help my children be optimal. And then things were getting worse, even though she looked like she was getting better because I was doing movement lesson techniques, or she was progressing because I was doing movement lesson techniques. She was not. Like, I was working so hard at home just to keep this girl functioning. And you just shouldn't be in the same boat. You shouldn't be in the same boat. You should have the tools to help your baby, and you don't. You're just being told to wait and see, that you're worrying too much about the milestones, that there's a large range of time for you to work with your baby. Guess what? Your baby doesn't wait for development. You shouldn't wait for development. Get into movement lesson. Start learning the newborn movement assessment. Start making sure your child is having the developmental experiences needed for optimal development. It doesn't mean they have to have performances, because guess what? Some of your kids are going to be very complex, very special needs. But your child can still experience development. Others, your baby just has some little tweaks that need to be worked out. Maybe you had an epidural and some stuff didn't turn on, okay? But they're not going to, the developmental movements aren't going to turn on their own. They have to be turned on by an outside source, which is you, because your pediatrician really isn't doing anything if there's only minor concerns for your child. So get in the Worried Parent Kit. Guess what? It's going to be a lot of courses. It's going to be a lot of like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Every day, you just work with your child a little bit at a time. You offer the developmental exercises. You offer the rotational movements needed to be successful. Now, you don't know what that means, but rotation and successful development go hand in hand, and you need to learn more about that. So like and subscribe to the channel. so you can learn more about that. So you can learn the warning signs of development and what means your child is on a path of optimal development. Thanks.